An East and Western by Jon Barakat. 1. Wyatt was a good man, but he'd done a bad thing. That was all there was to it. I look across and watch as the realization sinks in, his face falling in slow motion. He'd killed in cold blood. The boy would have barely been 15 and now lay crumpled in the dirt, his hands still stretching for the oversized gun he'd been holding, blood slowly pooling beneath him. Wyatt falls to his knees next to the boy's body. I thought he was... I nod. There was no need for words now, no point, no way to express what had happened other than the plain fact of it. He's dead, I say. Let's go. And I pick up Wyatt's hat from where he had dropped it and put it back on his head, then straighten my own before climbing back onto my horse. Wyatt, let's go. Wyatt and I ride hard after that, the hardest we'd ridden in a long time. The sun setting at our backs doesn't stop us, and we ride long into the night. We finally make camp in the early hours. We don't light a fire and both feel too sick to eat. There's no sign of pursuit yet, but we know it won't be long, and neither of us can get to sleep. I was almost drifting off when Wyatt spoke for the first time since we'd left the house. His voice croaked and rasped slowly up his throat and out of his mouth. I keep seeing Jasper. I don't see the boy's face, I see Jasper's. I roll over, away from Wyatt. Jasper's fine, just go to sleep. I'm too scared to close my eyes. Every time I close my eyes, I see his face. Forget it, Wyatt. Wyatt doesn't respond. I roll onto my back and stare up at the stars. It doesn't matter anymore, I say, closing my eyes and trying to sleep. I wake up only a few hours later, and Wyatt is blabbering in his sleep, crying, groaning, moaning, Jasper, 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 Jasper. He stops after a while, but I can't sleep again after that, and before I know it the sun is rising. I kick Wyatt awake and he comes to with a muted yell. Time to go, I mutter. There's still no sign we're being followed, but we know we are, and so we ride hard again. The sun's burning with a particular ferocity today, and the horses are struggling with the pace we're putting them at. I shout over to Wyatt. We'll have to stop soon or we'll kill them. What? We'll have to stop soon or we'll kill them. What? The horses! I scream. We'll kill them! Wyatt slows down to a trot, and I follow suit. We'll kill the horses at this pace, he says. Yeah, I stop myself and grunt in assent. We need to find somewhere for them to rest. I look around. It's an empty wasteland, except for the mountains in the distance. But they're at least another couple of hours' ride away. Lay them down, I say. What? Lay them down. Give them whatever water we have left, and we lie down too, and just pray that no one spots us. Wyatt just stares at me. You're joking. I wish I was. So we're lying down between the two horses, with a brown blanket over the four of us in a crude attempt at camouflage. I just hope that from a distance anyone coming will mistake us for a rock. Wyatt isn't so sure, and the more I think about it, neither am I. We got to get moving, Lou, he whispers. Just another half hour, I whisper back. Wyatt lets out a long breath. Lou, You know that I didn't mean to, right? Yeah, I know. I thought he was going to shoot us, Lou. I really did. It's all right, Wyatt. It's not all right. It's all right. We just have to lay low for a while, and it'll all blow over. It'll be all right. But he was a kid. I killed a kid. How many kids do you think there even are around here? 5? 6? They hang kid killers, Lou. No one's getting hanged. That woman, the one that tried to take Jasper, they hung her. She didn't even kill a kid and they hung her. You're not getting hanged. First off, no one's going to catch you. Second, if they do, you plead self-defense. Self-defense for a kid? No, they would never. Just shut up, Wyatt, will you? I already knew they wouldn't accept self-defense for a kid killer, but I raised my voice a little too loud then. I go back to whispering. Just let me think. We're back on the horses half an hour later, and heading for the mountains. It seems too good to be true, but that ominous dust cloud is still yet to appear behind us. We might even make it to the mountains. And just as I was having that thought, our fears were confirmed. Wyatt. From my voice he knew straight away what it was. He looked behind to see what I had seen. A dust cloud, distant, but moving unmistakably closer. We look at each other and spur the horses on. Yeah! We're going to kill them, but we don't have a choice. Our only hope is to reach the mountains before they gain on us. I shout as my horse crumples beneath me. I manage to leap clear just in time to avoid my leg being crushed. Wyatt looks back and I see his hesitation as, for just a moment, he considers leaving me behind. I don't blame him. We're dead if we both try to keep going on his horse, but that's what we do. That's the only thing we can do. Wyatt rides and I sit behind him, with my arms around his waist. His horse whinnies pitifully as he spurs it, and it struggles on and on. The dust cloud is getting closer and closer. We're losing ground. It's only a matter of time before Wyatt's horse collapses, and we're on foot, running for our lives in the purest and most terrible sense. We've dropped everything we can, including our rifles, and run blindly on with just our clothes, hats, canteens and pistols, heaving and panting and sweating towards the mountains. The sun beats down, and the inevitable dust cloud continues to approach with increasing speed. It's only the basest survival instincts that keep me going, and pure terror for Wyatt. There's a small but definable difference. I want to live. He just doesn't want to die. By some miracle, we make it to the foot of the mountains, but now we can clearly make out the horses and figures in pursuit. We scramble up the mountain, searching wildly for anywhere to hide, a ravine, a cave, rocks, bush or scrub, anything. "They're right behind us," Wyatt shouts. "Just keep going. There's nowhere to hide. Just keep looking. Lou, we're gonna die. Just don't stop." Wyatt stops. He collapses on the ground panting, unable to climb any further. He turns to look at the riders approaching, facing his impending doom, embracing it even. "Wyatt!" He lets his head fall back onto the hard rock and closes his eyes. "Wyatt, get up!" He doesn't stir. "Wyatt!" I grab him under the shoulders and with all my strength start pulling him up the mountain. I've spotted some rocks further up, and they're our best bet right now, our only bet. I drag Wyatt to the rocks and pull him behind them and steal a look out at the dust cloud, before ducking down myself. Our pursuers are in clear view now, 3 men on horseback, and they've got dead men. 3 dead men in chains being dragged behind, 1 from each horse. Dead men don't ask questions. Dead men don't even take you to be hanged. Dead men rip you from limb to limb and eat your flesh. As the clatter of hooves become louder, I press myself flat against the rock, pushing Wyatt's limp body further back. That's when I see it, a single character carved into the rock. I have to stop myself from shouting out loud. Luckily I can read it. Gold. The character means gold. I'm paralyzed as the realization rushes through my head. Gold. This is a gold hole. It's going to be booby-trapped. We're lucky we haven't set it off already. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. The riders are coming. The dead men are coming. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. My body is paralyzed, but my eyes search wildly for a trap, a tripwire or a pressure pad or a button or switch. And suddenly, my ears are ringing and there's dirt in my eyes and dust everywhere and I can't hear or see a thing. And at the sound of the explosion, Wyatt is up and I can feel him grabbing my arm, and my hearing and vision comes back. And I see Wyatt shouting and screaming, and he's pointing behind me, and I turn around to find a dead man lurching towards me. It's missing an arm and half a leg, but still managing to march on. Now Wyatt is up and moving again, and we both get our pistols out and fire shot after shot after shot into the advancing dead man, and it finally stops, but there's already another to take its place. This one's missing both arms, and I'm reloading when it lunges at me, going for a bite at my arm. I step out of the way and kick it back, still fumbling to get the bullets from my belt into the clip. "Wyatt!" I scream. Wyatt is reloading too, but he charges at the dead man and hits it in the face with the butt of his pistol, then kicks it back again. The dead man roars and, steadying itself, charges at Wyatt. I'm reloaded now though, and I fire the whole clip into the screaming dead man, and it drops to the ground just as it reaches Wyatt. Wyatt and I look around, panting. We seem to be the only 2 things left standing in the bloodbath around us. We can hear the 3rd dead man screaming somewhere, however, and so, reloading our guns, we walk cautiously towards the noise. The riders must have activated the booby trap that we had somehow avoided and blown themselves to smithereens. Their bodies and those of their horses litter the ground in front of the gold hole. I spot the 3rd dead man. It's stuck on the ground, still chained to the body of the horse it was being dragged behind, missing an arm and a leg. Wyatt and I both shoot at it until it stops moving. We look around once more and then fall to the ground, exhausted. After catching my breath, I speak. "We were lucky there, with the gold hole. Yeah. I don't know how I didn't set it off, dragging you up there. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter." Someone else will have seen the explosion though. The smoke. We have to move. I know. No part of me wants to get up, but I will myself to stand and try to make sense of the carnage around us. I stagger over to the riders' bodies and bend down. They're blown to hell, but I should still be able to find something to identify them. I gesture to Wyatt to come and help me search the bodies. Out of the three, only one is still fully intact. That's where I start. He's an older man, probably 70s, with a white beard and long white hair in a ponytail, wearing jeans and a hoodie. He wasn't hit too bad by the trap, just lost a foot. His horse took the brunt of it for him and is lying in pieces a few meters away. The man's dead eyes stare up at me as I pat him down. I find his wallet and rifle through it, some cash, different currencies, practically worthless. A plastic Ziploc bag with about a gram of shaved gold. I pocket it. A photo of a woman, but no state card. White is searching a younger man a few meters away. Anything? I ask. Nothing. Nothing here either. I swear no one carries their card these days. Do you? Of course I don't. Good point. I walk over to the third and final body and bend down over it. Hell. Wyatt looks up. What? I look down at the dead body. She's beautiful. It's a woman. What? Wyatt comes over. Why would they bring a woman? You mean, why would a woman come? Either way. Yeah, I don't know. Standing over the dead woman, we take off our hats and stare down at her. I'm just glad the trap hasn't messed her up too bad. She must have been riding at the back. I bend down to search her when suddenly her eyes flick open, as does her mouth gasping for air. Her hand is searching for her gun. Shit! We both jump back in shock, but instinct has me with my gun out and trained on the woman before she can find hers. Hands up! I shout. Hands up! Slowly she puts them up, struggling to move. Her breathing's shallow, and she started to moan in pain. Wyatt gets her gun and I kneel down next to her. She's hurt pretty bad. Bits of shrapnel from the trap have hit her all over. I grab a stick from the ground and put it in her mouth. Bite down, I say. This is going to hurt. I look at Wyatt. Keep her still. He nods. Wyatt holds the woman, and I start digging the shrapnel out. It's everywhere, in her arms, legs and torso. Her screams are terrible, and it's a mercy when she finally faints from the pain. Then both Wyatt and I can work faster and get it all out. Find a bit of shrapnel, pull it out, wash the wound with water, bandage up with clothing from the other bodies. It's a difficult process, but soon we're finished. We wrap the woman up in whatever clothes are left and lay her gently down against the rocks, marking the gold hole. I pour the last of the water onto her lips and leave her to sleep. Wyatt is looking out, back in the direction we came. We lost a lot of time, he says. There'll be people on their way. I nod. You're right, time to move. What about the woman? Let them find her. Whoever's coming, they'll help her. Wyatt looks at the sleeping woman. I hope so. We did what we could. She's not our concern anymore. What about the gold? If that gold hole was still trapped, it means there's still gold there. Just remember the spot. Maybe we can come back. Wyatt and I gather what equipment and supplies we can carry from the dead riders, then force ourselves on and up the mountain. Would you have helped her if she wasn't a woman? What? I turn around and look at Wyatt. He doesn't respond. I shake my head and continue walking. 2. Llewellyn was a bad man, but he'd done a good thing. I didn't know if that woman was going to live, but without Lou, she wouldn't have had a chance, that's for sure. I don't know why he did it, but I know, as sure as hell, he wouldn't have done it if she was a man. If she was a man, he would have fired a bullet straight into her skull without thinking twice. But she wasn't. And now, thanks to Lou, she might make it to tomorrow. And she was beautiful, the woman. I mean, she was hurt now, hurt bad, but she must have been beautiful before, and I knew she still would be after. The mountain is rock hard and steep, and as we climb under the hot sun, all I can see and think and hear is Jasper, 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 Jasper. I see him as a newborn, a baby, a toddler, a kid. Just a kid, only 9 years old. When he was 7 years old, a woman tried to take him. She wasn't a kid killer, or even really a kidnapper. She didn't want to sell him or anything. She wasn't trying to get gold. She just desperately wanted a kid, and she couldn't have one of her own. I was away on a job at the time, and it was Clara and Jasper at home. The woman had spotted Jasper from the road. He was playing on the swing under the tree in the front yard, and as soon as she saw him, she couldn't resist. She'd tried it before they found out, kidnapping. But she'd never try it again. Not after what they did to her. She was over the fence and talking to him before she even knew what she was doing, or so she told the judge at sentencing. She couldn't help herself, she said. It was just motherly instinct, she said. Biological, she said. She couldn't control it, she said. I admit, I felt bad for her. Maybe she was going lunar. A lot of people were these days, what with the air and the water and everything else. They were just losing their minds. I don't know. It didn't stop me from hating her, though. It didn't stop me from wanting to kill her, from wanting her to hang. And that's what happened. She hanged. Clara cried at the hanging. So did Jasper. He buried his face in my stomach. I didn't cry, but sure, I felt bad. Clara and I always wanted 2 kids, but we still only have the one. That's why all I can think about is Jasper, because there's no one else to think about. I think about Clara sometimes too, I suppose, but I don't know if I really love her anymore, and I know she sure as hell doesn't love me. We married too young, because we wanted kids, because of everything. We both got what we wanted, Jasper, but then we were stuck with each other too, for him. Because now we had him, we didn't want to screw him up. We were lucky though. There were only 12 kids in our town, including Jasper. He was the 10th. 10 to 20 kids was about average for a small town these days, depending on the location. Some places have been hit harder with the toxins and the chemicals and the radiation and all that other shit. Birth rates were lower in some places, death rates were higher, life was harder. We were lucky. It was Jasper that was the unlucky one in it all. Later, much later, when we couldn't have a second and we really thought about it, we realised what terrible and selfish people we had been, bringing Jasper into this hellhole of a world. He didn't deserve it. Didn't deserve crazy women snatching him in the middle of the day and then being forced to watch them hang the following week. But it was too late for us to do anything about it now. Jasper was here. The miracle child had been born into hell, and the poor kid had no choice in the matter. We forced him into life, and it was just a matter of time before he'd be forced into death. I don't just want one, Clara told me. It wouldn't be fair, especially today. We need to have at least one more, they'd be lonely. Just because you're pregnant now doesn't mean... I know what it means. I'm just saying that the fact that you even got pregnant is... It doesn't mean I can't get pregnant again, Wyatt. Never mind. Just pass me a pillow. Please. I pass her a pillow as she repositions herself on the couch. I stroke her pregnant belly. They're trying cloning now, you know, she mutters. What? The desperate women, the ones who can't get pregnant, the rich ones are paying scientists to make clone babies for them. They've got healthy eggs from women down south, ones who weren't affected as badly, and they're cloning them and making clone babies for these rich, barren women. I don't know. I don't understand it, but it's something like that. It's terrible. I don't know if that's true. Clara stares daggers at me. You don't want to believe anything these days, do you? What do you mean? I sigh, knowing where this is leading and not wanting to waste the evening in another pointless argument. I mean, you're living with your head in the sand. The world's changing, and you don't want to see it, or maybe you can't. I'm just being realistic. That's exactly the problem. The world's going to shit, some sci-fi fantasy dystopian shit, and you're sitting here just being realistic. There's nothing realistic about life anymore, Wyatt. You're as bad as the Denners. I'm not a Denner. Well, you might as well be. I stand up. I'm pissed off now. I'm just trying to do what's best. What's best for you and for the baby. No. I am, Clara. No. You're doing what's best for you, because that's all you care about. My head feels like it's about to pop. I can't do this right now. I put on my coat and leave the house, walk down the empty street and out into the cold night. Wyatt! Wyatt! A hand grabs my arm. It's Llewellyn. He pulls me towards him, and we collapse together against the side of the mountain. What the hell? Llewellyn is looking at me like I'm crazy. What? I ask, stunned. You almost walked off a cliff. I look to my right and see a sheer cliff face dropping off. What the hell is wrong with you? A fury rises within me. I stand and turn on Llewellyn. What the hell do you think? He's dead, Lou. He's dead because of me. I storm off, onwards and upwards. I don't know if Llewellyn is following me or not. I don't care. All I can think about is Jasper. 3. My daughter hates me. Was I dreaming? The sound of the hooves was what woke me. I thought it was a horse coming towards me, but now I realize I'm on the horse. It's walking slowly, but every movement is agony. Pain shoots through my body. Maybe it was the pain that woke me, not the hooves. I let out a terrible groan or cry or wail or shout or scream, or all of them mixed into one petrified explosion of terrible noise. It's at that moment that I remember everything, and the whole world comes crashing down around me for a second time. William, 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 William. I remember the shot, his scream, my scream, blood everywhere, tears. Now I have the gun, I'm shooting, I'm shouting, cursing, swearing, crying, but they're gone. Gone in a cloud of dust, and I'm left staring at the blood on my hands and my dead son. They came early that morning. 2 riders, gunners, slingers, bottom feeders, murderers, bastards, whatever you want to call them. It took them 10 seconds to take out Ernie, that fat, bloated excuse for a guard who'd never shot a gun straight in his life. After Damien left, now he was a real guard, strong, tall, fit and handsome, and Jerry brought Ernie back the next week, I told him no. Jerry said it would just be for a couple of weeks, just temporary, a couple of weeks until we had some more gold to pay for someone better. Ernie was working for free, he said, just board and food. Well, a couple of weeks got them both killed, both Ernie and Jerry. We went after them as quickly as we could. I got all the workers on their horses, told them all to bring their guns and chain up our last 3 dead men for the fight. They were just farmers, though. I don't know what I was thinking. What I was thinking we could do. I wasn't thinking. Now they're all dead too. The explosion. We might have had them if it wasn't for the explosion. It must have been a booby trap. Maybe the gunners set it. Maybe it was even an old gold hole. Maybe it was just an unexploded mine. I don't know. I don't think I care. I think I wish it had killed me. At the end of the day, this was all Jerry's fault. That cheap, sterile bastard. For neglecting me. For hiring Damien. For coming back early and walking in on me and Damien. For firing Damien. For hiring Ernie, and of course for cheating the farmers' board on their taxes. That was the root of the whole thing. That's why he's dead. That's why William is dead. It's all Jerry's fault. Oh, William. Oh, no, 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 William. My pain noise turns to grief noise as I try to comprehend the incomprehensible, to believe the unbelievable. I need Damien. I need him now. I was planning to go, planning to take William and go. Next month, we would have both been gone. Damien, William and I. We would have been a real family. We would have been happy. A happy family. Maybe we could have even gone east. Damien had connections, and I might still even be fertile. We might have been able to make it happen. Damien would be holding my hand. I'd be holding William's. We'd be walking along the beach, a cool breeze blowing at our backs, our bare feet on the warm sand, the blue water lapping at the shore, the red sun setting in the distance. We would have been happy. William would have been happy. As soon as the gunners shot William, they ran. Even they knew they'd messed up. They were almost as horrified as we were. I saw the face of the one who'd pulled the trigger, white, terrified, disbelieving. The slinger was gone and just a scared, sad man remained. The other one was stronger. He grabbed him, pulled him. Then they were back up on their horses and rode as fast as they could. It would have been a perfect job if it weren't for William. It would have been perfect for me too. I could have almost been pleased. Ernie dead, Jerry dead, William and I alive and well. It would have made things so much easier. It would have been the perfect excuse. We could be with Damien, right now even, and only Willa would be the problem then. Willa. The horse stops. It's the noise I've been making. Whoever's leading the horse, my captor, whoever the hell they are, has heard me and stopped the horse. I brace myself for one of the slingers. They must have caught me, taken me for ransom or extra reward from the farmer's board. Maybe I was on the ticket too. I don't know. I sense a figure walking around the horse, coming towards me, standing over me. I keep my eyes squeezed tight shut. I don't want to see. I don't want to know. I just want to die. I hear something metallic, a gun. Then I feel water trickling onto my lips, a hand on my head. Mum. My daughter hates me. I open my eyes. 4. My mother loves me. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I keep telling myself. I've never loved my mother. She's not a bad woman, and she's never done anything to deserve that, but I've never loved her. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what it is between us. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's nothing between us. Maybe there's nothing but the DNA in our bodies. I can't speak to when I was a baby, or a toddler or a kid. I can't remember. But the older I grew, and the more I comprehended, the clearer it became to me that my mother and I were not meant to be together. There was some mistake in the biological chain, some error in creation. There was never a bond between us, a connection, a relationship. There was never any love. But she's my mother. That's what I try to tell myself and cure the apathy in my heart as I stare at her bruised, bloody and broken body propped up against the rock. She was hurt bad by whatever happened up here, the explosion. Her body is riddled with holes. Someone patched her up though, and she's still breathing. Maybe one of the slingers. It seems strange, but I don't know who else would or could have. Everyone else is dead. I saw the explosion from the house. It was only Mary and I left then, left with the corpses. My father and brother were dead. The fat guard was dead. My mother and the other workers had gone after the gunners. Mary was wailing, worse than my mother had. I don't know why, but I couldn't cry. I was heartbroken, especially for my brother, but I couldn't cry. At least not in that moment. Maybe later I will. Maybe later it will all come out, I don't know. Right now, staring at my mother, right now I feel nothing. After the explosion, I told Mary I was going. She begged me not to leave, grabbed me, pleaded with me, screamed at me, told me I was going to die. I didn't listen, and I took the last horse. I rode it hard but not stupid. It's something I'm proud of. The fact that I've never killed a horse. Not from riding it too hard, at least. I was greeted with smoke, death, and carnage. Nothing left except my half-dead mother. Her chest quivers as it slowly rises and falls. Her breath rasps in and out, barely audible. I know she is dying, and I know that if I do nothing, she'll be dead. My mother loves me. There was one day my mother took me out for lunch, probably because my father had told her to. I didn't want to go, but I went, again because my father told me to. It was basically a lost cause at that point, but I could tell she was trying. For me, or for Dad, or for herself, I don't know. So how's school? It was a terrible opener. Okay. You still like science? Biology, yeah, that's okay. I was never one for science. I was more arty. Yeah, I know. English, drama, art history, those were my favourites. I don't know what else to say. I want it to end, but to her credit she keeps trying. How's Kayla? She asks. We don't see much of her these days. I don't know. She moved. Oh, she moved? Yeah, her family moved to... They say the air's better there, and the water. It's safer. They must have been rich. Yeah, her dad worked for the government. Oh, that's right. So, does she like it? Yeah, I think so. It's okay. Well, she's lucky. Yeah, I guess. I wish we could go to... Don't you? Well, it's supposed to flood slower than here, at least. My mother just rolls her eyes. My mother moans and groans, still unconscious as I lift her onto the horse. I tie her on as best I can. However I do this, it's not going to be pleasant for her, but it's not like I have a choice. I see the character carved into the rock where she'd been lying. I can't help but laugh. A short, stunted laugh, but a laugh nonetheless. If only my father had known. A gold hole, right on our doorstep. We could have been rich. All this shit with the farmer's board could have been avoided. Knowing this now would kill him. And that's the irony. I want to stay and dig for the gold, but my mother is dying. My mother is dying and I'm her daughter. So I take the reins, turn the horse around and start leading it slowly back towards the house. It's going to be a long walk home. My mother loves me. 5. We haven't talked for hours, and that suits me down to the ground. We're coming down the other side of the mountain now. We got lost for about an hour, but now we're back on track. I can see the lights of the city in the distance, or what's left of it. The last outpost of the west before the wastes. The new frontier which spans from all the way down to... was spared. Wasn't so lucky. Unlike the east, there's no wall between the west and the wastes. No warning signs, nothing. I stop to catch my breath and look east. The blue glow of the wastes is unsettling as ever. I try to see further. I try to see the east, to imagine it, try to envision it. I can almost feel it.